What if I told you that one of the world's biggest tourism success stories wasn't always a tourist paradise? A country once associated with war, economic uncertainty, crowded cities, and a very different image of Asia. Today, millions of people dream of visiting it. Its trains are famous, its food is legendary, its cities look like they belong in the future, and its ancient temples somehow exist beside skyscrapers and robots. That country is Japan. But here's the surprising part. Japan didn't simply become a tourist paradise. It carefully built one. And the story of how it happened is far more fascinating than most people realize. Welcome to Next Stop Travel. If you love discovering the stories behind the world's most fascinating destinations, subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who dreams of visiting Japan. To understand modern Japan, we have to go back. After World War II, Japan was devastated. Its cities had suffered enormous destruction, its economy was struggling, and the country faced the enormous challenge of rebuilding. Tourism wasn't exactly the priority. Japan had to rebuild itself first. And rebuild it did. Over the following decades, Japan transformed from a devastated nation into one of the world's major economic powers. Factories expanded. Cities grew. Technology advanced. And Japanese products began appearing around the world. Cameras, electronics, video games, anime, and eventually, something even more powerful. Japanese culture itself became a global attraction. Japan discovered something incredibly important. People weren't only interested in Japanese products, they were fascinated by the Japanese way of life. Anime introduced millions of people to Japanese cities and stories. Manga created generations of fans. Video games made Japanese creativity part of everyday life around the world. Then came sushi, ramen, matcha, wagyu, sake, and countless other Japanese experiences. Suddenly, Japan wasn't just a country people wanted to learn about. It was a country people wanted to experience. And that distinction changed everything. Then there's Tokyo. Tokyo doesn't feel like a normal city. It feels like someone took the future and built it. One moment you're surrounded by giant digital screens and millions of people crossing a street. Then you turn a corner and discover a tiny restaurant hidden beneath a railway track. There are vending machines everywhere. Trains arrive with astonishing precision. Convenience stores are almost ridiculously convenient. And somehow, despite the enormous population, everything seems to function. Tokyo's greatest attraction isn't just one building or landmark. It's the experience of simply being there. Here's where many first-time visitors make a mistake. They think Japan is Tokyo. It isn't. Japan is an entire collection of different worlds. In Nara, deer casually wander around if temples. In Osaka, food becomes almost a competitive sport. In Hokkaido, winter transforms the landscape into a snowy wonderland. Then there's Mount Fuji. Standing at nearly 3,776 meters, this iconic mountain has become one of the most recognizable symbols of the country. And here's the beautiful part. Japan managed to preserve its past while aggressively embracing the future. Maybe this is Japan's greatest tourism secret. Contrast, ancient and futuristic, quiet and chaotic, traditional and modern, minimalist and extravagant. You can spend the morning inside a centuries-old temple and the afternoon surrounded by neon lights. You can watch a traditional tea ceremony, then take a high-speed train to another city. You can eat a meal prepared using centuries-old techniques and later walk into a futuristic gaming arcade. Japan doesn't force you to choose between the past and the future. It gives you both. And tourists love that. And then there's the famous Japanese bullet train. For many visitors, riding the Shinkansen isn't simply transportation, it's part of the vacation. Imagine sitting comfortably inside a train, while the Japanese countryside disappears outside your window at incredible speed. No airport security line. No traffic jam. No hours wasted behind the wheel. Just speed, efficiency, and scenery. And this is another reason Japan became so attractive to tourists. Getting around the country can itself become an experience. Let's talk about food. Because honestly, you cannot make a documentary about Japan without talking about food. Japan turns simple ingredients into an art form. Sushi, ramen, tempura, yakitori, takoyaki, wagyu, matcha desserts. And the fascinating thing is that food culture changes from region to region. In Japan, eating isn't simply about filling your stomach. Presentation matters, freshness matters, and sometimes even the bowl matters. For many tourists, discovering Japanese food becomes one of the biggest reasons they want to return. But there's another reason Japan leaves such a strong impression: the attention to detail. A train station can be incredibly busy, yet remarkably organized. A tiny restaurant can serve food with extraordinary care. A hotel room can feel almost obsessively prepared. And customer service is often treated as an important part of the experience. This concept is connected to a Japanese idea known as omotenashi, hospitality that emphasizes anticipating a guest's needs. For a tourist, that attention can make an ordinary trip feel extraordinary.
But Japan's tourism success didn't happen by accident. The country invested heavily in infrastructure. Transportation became easier. Tourist information became more accessible.
International visitors became increasingly important to the economy, and Japan promoted its culture, food, technology, and landscapes to the world. Then something interesting happened, the very things that made Japan successful economically. Its technology became part of the experience. Its transportation became an attraction. Its food became a reason to travel. Its traditions became cultural tourism, and its cities became global destinations.
Japan's transformation is extraordinary. A country that once had to rebuild from unimaginable destruction became a place where people traveled thousands of kilometers just to stand beneath cherry blossoms.
A country known for manufacturing became known for imagination. A country famous for technology became equally famous for tradition. And perhaps that's why Japan feels so different. It didn't abandon its identity to attract tourists. It turned its identity into the attraction. So, how did Japan become a tourist paradise? The answer isn't just Tokyo. It isn't sushi. It isn't anime. It isn't Mount Fuji. It's all of them together. Japan created something incredibly powerful. A destination where the journey feels as important as the destination itself. You don't just visit Japan, you experience it, you taste it, you hear it, you ride through it, you walk through its history, and sometimes you simply stand in a quiet street wondering how a country can feel both ancient and futuristic at the exact same time.